We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we are ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Throwing now is Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he will have a Ravens first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Chark.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On the option to give to Williams here. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
So this game of art, Charles, you know, the talk of the NFL world all week. 2 unbeaten teams. You rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that because normally you might get one team undefeated for a while. But 2 teams like this, and I remember in preseason, you looked at schedules and said, I think these 2 are on a collision course. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get there, and they did. And to me, the winner of this game has to wear the crown of Super Bowl favorite.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Hunter Nice-Swander on to punt now on 4th down.
And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there?
McCaffrey trying to escape, but he cannot. They get him in the end zone, and that's a safety. Well, we thought these 2 defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get it to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And this ball game, clearly the game of the year so far. It's not very often that you find two unbeaten teams playing each other this late in the season, but that's what we have here, two heavyweights in the NFL.
You're right about that, and you think about recent memories, so let's take a little ginkgo right now and go down memory lane, right? 2007, 7-0 Colts, 8-0 Patriots. The Pats won 24-20. They ended up going 16-0 in the regular season before they lost in the Super Bowl against the Giants. How about 2015? 6-0 Broncos, 6-0 Packers. Denver won 29-10. And in 2020, Steelers and Titans were both 5-0. Pittsburgh won that one.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
7 yards to pick up there.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
He sets to fire deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to get the football back at their own 17.
And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing Jones. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey.
And he'll have a Dolphins first down. His good running gets him to about the 44.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now Jones.
And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10. Off the option, here's McCaffrey.
Fancy footwork at midfield. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. On 4th down, Jones.
Got a man, it's Waddle, complete.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. He gets this one to Boyd. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And finally out of bounds just inside the 10. It's a big play there for Baltimore. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
Now it's Rodgers. He's got it. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal now. Mere inches from Payton. On play action, it's Rodgers. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal. Rodgers now to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after's up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And running with power here. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
They'll try and throw for it here. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. So you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him. But right now, he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. McCaffrey on the counter. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They're going to try and throw. That's to his running back, complete. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jones gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 38-yard line. They'll give to Hunt here on the option. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Meanwhile, Jones thrower into the hands of Boyd.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the first down carry.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jones buying time to his left. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to...
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So that challenge, a successful one. They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Daniel Jones with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Dolphins are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is down to 2. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Rodgers now on first down.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Throwing is Rodgers. He's going deep for Brown. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 41. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess. That allows for extra yardage on the return.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Jones now on 1st and 10. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones is going to fire one deep over the middle.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off inside the 10. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Okay, partner. No surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The final shot before half for Rodgers. Flushed out right. He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be. But halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
Now a play fake here on first down.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. A give right side now to Hunt. Dancing away at the 35. And he'll be taken down at the 33. A pickup of about 4.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Looking to throw. Jones.
That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey.
Gets around him. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, Christian McCaffrey is as tough to bring down as they come at the running back position, and he proved it right there.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is down to 2. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On first down, Rodgers. Incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
And again, it's Rodgers. Going up top. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
McCaffrey. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They go play action here on first down. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency. Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Jones on first down. He completes it to Boyd. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
They run with McCaffrey off the option. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7. Back to throw. Jones. This will be caught inside the 10.
And the Dolphins are going to have a first and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Off the option, here's McCaffrey.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey.
His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game.
And the Dolphins are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is down to 2. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Rodgers' throw taken in by Chark.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10.
Rodgers now on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
1st and 10. Here's Rodgers. Forced out to his left. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Throwing, Jones.
Oh, what a catch by Waddle.
And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
135 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
They run with McCaffrey off the option.
Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming.
Off the option, here's McCaffrey.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Temptation there certainly to go for this, but I think you have to kick it, right?
The temptation coming from the fantasy owners, right? I mean, there are some that are going to want to kick it because they may have that kicker, but overall, get more yardage, maybe a chance for a touchdown. But no, absolutely not. Run that field goal kicker out there. Kick it. You got to take the chance to take the lead right now. You don't want to put it back on your defense.
Dancing to his left. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with a football. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And as a result, they could have had the lead with a field goal. Instead, they turned the ball over on downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. To throw is Rodgers. He's going deep for Brown. They've got his man complete. And all the way to the opposite 45. It's a big play there for Baltimore. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. Throwing now is Rodgers. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Dolphins are right back in this football game.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They'll roll him out right. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to...
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 43 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw, Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Rodgers to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked off near the 42. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Now Jones. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences.
And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. To throw is Rodgers. He's going deep for Brown. And this will be caught. Touchdown. So in the final minute here now, a 2-point conversion will tie the game.
The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have two to possibly take this to overtime.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Now Rodgers. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the fourth. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Jones. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got a first down here as he stops the clock, but just 16 ticks remaining.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
Rolling to his left. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
They run with McCaffrey off the option, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Jones. Sliding out of the... And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. Footing obviously an issue in the driving rain. This one for the win. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 2nd and 12, Jones. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A little dinking and dunking that they're doing. At some point, is it appropriate to maybe take a shot?
It is if you feel good about it. But otherwise, you do what a coach told me a long time ago. Take what they give you, but make them tackle. In other words, get it to one of your guys in space. If he makes someone miss, that could turn into the big play you're looking for.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, when they kept the offense on the field, you saw the face I made looking at you like, what are they doing? How did they do that?
Yeah, that's almost a miracle, isn't it? Because the two of us have talked to play callers, and every time we talk to them about going for it on 4th and long, they give us that same look you just gave me. And they always say, I don't have that call on my play sheet, Haas. We just don't have that one. Well, apparently he did, and they got it.
And in overtime, wow. Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. McCaffrey with a 1st down and more. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
To throw is Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Jones. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. A costly mistake here at OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
What can Rodgers do now with his drive? He's going to look deep down the field. It's complete. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, open air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for